Hey everyone, hope you're having a great day. Today I want to tackle a massive misconception that Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag is just a pirate game and not a true Assassin's Creed game. Let's break down why that's wrong, but before we begin on that voyage, your good deed of the day is kindly fingering the wee like and subscribe buttons to help fight the pesky algorithm. That would be great, thank you. And without further ado, let's begin! Yes, Black Flag's gameplay leans heavily into sailing and open seas, and its world isn't designed for the dense parkour playgrounds that earlier titles had. Stealth can be a little loose, and combat is on the easier side. Those are fair critiques. But none of that changes the fact that Black Flag captures the core of Assassin's Creed better than most entries in the series. When people think Assassin's Creed, they often point to the hood, the hidden blade, and other iconic imagery, but that is just surface level iconography. What truly defines Assassin's Creed is the ideological conflicts between assassins and Templars, the clash of freedom versus control, and how a protagonist is shaped by that struggle. That's the essence of the series. This mystical group of people that label Black Flag as a pirate game will say it was only selected because pirates are popular, just as Vikings, ancient Greece, and feudal Japan were also selected for this series. But the golden age of piracy was selected for more than that, because it was the perfect time period to explore the themes of selfishness, freedom, and chaos. A time where most of Europe had transitioned from feudalism to mercantilism, leaving very few opportunities for a low-born person such as Edward Kenway to change his life without risking his life, as most labouring produce was outsourced to the colonies for a cheaper price. This forced Edward Kenway, son of a sheep farmer, to fight in battles far away, eventually transitioning from privateer to pirate to earn his fortune. In Black Flag, we get to see how freedom in the extreme leads to chaos through Nassau and the pirates, a soft parallel of how AC1 showed us over the course of its narrative the extreme of peace is control. The Assassin's Creed series used to choose specific settings to enhance the themes that particular game's narrative was to explore. AC1 exploring dogma, peace and control during the Third Crusade of the Holy Land. AC2 exploring innovation, freedom and expression in the setting of the Italian Renaissance. These are perfect settings to explore these themes, and were not just selected for popular culture. Black Flag is a part of a short list of games in the series to pick a setting that enhances the narrative. This is where Black Flag shines. Like the first game, it makes the Assassin-Templar ideological conflict a main part of its story. But instead of starting as an insider assassin like Altair, Edward Kenway begins as a pirate outsider, motivated by greed and insecurity. His growth is one of the most meaningful and complete arcs in the series, from chasing coin to fighting for a cause greater than himself. Black Flag carefully develops Edward's worldview through meaningful interactions with multiple characters. His transformation into an assassin isn't shallow or symbolic, it's the result of experiences that shape his beliefs. Edward is shown to think critically, absorb ideas, and align with the group that best reflects his values. Unlike other games that force characters into ideologies to satisfy fan expectations, Black Flag earns Edward's transformation. His journey makes it believable that he would see freedom as a greater goal than control, and that he would realistically join the assassins.
Captain Kenway, ever a splinter in my side. Does this murder fulfill you?
I'm only seeing a job done, Torres. As you'd have done with me.
As we have done, I think. You have no family anymore, no friends, no future. Your losses are far greater than ours.
That may be. But killing you rights a far greater wrong than ever I did.
You honestly believe that?
You would see all of mankind corralled into a neatly furnished prison, safe and sober, yet dulled beyond reason and sapped of all spirit. So with everything I've seen and learned in these last years, I do believe it.
You wear your convictions well. They suit you.
Unlike Altair, Ezio or Connor, Edward doesn't start with any connections to the Assassin-Templar conflict. He's a pirate motivated by greed, chasing wealth to prove his worth back home. Because he begins outside the creed and the order, the ideological conflict isn't handed to him, he stumbles into it. The outsider perspective makes his eventual alignment with the assassins feel earned, not inherited. Black Flag explores the most ideologies for any game in this series, and most with meaningful depth. The Isu view humanity as lesser beings. Even if humans like the Templars have the same ideology, that is not enough. Only the might of the Isu can control humanity. Roberts is the reincarnated Isu Aita. He still has the Isu beliefs, but he does not care to act on them. Since he is no longer in an Isu body and knows he is currently unable to reunite with his wife Juno, he just wants to go out with a bang. We have explored how the Assassins and Templars are malleable and adapt to the time period over the course of this series. Aita is an individual who's reincarnated multiple times but does not always strive for the same goal. As we later see in Unity, Aita reincarnated and became a Templar twice across that game, while in Black Flag the two Aitas we come across do not become Templars. Roberts embodies the idea that belief and allegiance are shaped as much by context as by conviction. In this way, Black Flag presents him not only as a foil to the Kenway lineage, but as proof that even the echoes of the Isu can fracture, adapt, and choose a different path, the same as humanity.
Something biting at you.
All men desire to live by a code or a creed, yes? Yet when pressed, most defer to their instincts rather than the laws that bind them. What is the appeal of a creed if it does not yoke all men to like behavior?
Might make a man feel like he belongs to something. What's your answer?
That all men are sheep. That an old wolf like me deserves every ounce of blood he draws.
The Templars in Black Flag are presented not just as villains, but as people with a coherent philosophy. They seek the Observatory, a first civilization device that lets them watch and track anyone in the world. For them, this represents ultimate order and control, the power to shape humanity's future by eliminating chaos. Through figures like Torres, the game makes clear the allure of their ideology, a world free of uncertainty, but at the cost of freedom.
That Sikh institution. I fail to see the difference between enslaving some men and all men. Our aim is to steer the entire course of civilization, is it not?
A body enslaved inspires the mind to revolt. But enslave a man's mind, and his body will follow on. Natural, efficient.
A fair point, Grandmaster.
Black Flag does not paint one side good and the other bad out the Assassin-Templar conflict, unlike other installments in the series. Hornigold is an excellent character that shows how a privateer turned pirate similar to Edward can reach a different conclusion about the ideological conflict, and his choice is justified. Hornigold sees how rotten humanity can be without guidance. He believes the Templars' control will provide humanity the stability to thrive, rather than die in their own chaos. It's understandable how he comes to this conclusion after seeing the sharp decline of Nassau firsthand, the pirate republic that was the embodiment of chaos.
Check your head, Vane. We had here a rare opportunity, a chance to take something base and shape it into a government made and maintained by men of vision. But in 2 years we pissed it away. I won't make that mistake again.
A pox on you, traitor! You sold us downriver!
Because I found a better path. The Templars know order, discipline, structure. But you never could fathom these subtleties. Goodbye, old friend. You were a soldier once, when you fought for something real. Something beyond yourself. You could have been a man who stood for something. But you've a killer's heart now. With nothing but metal to show for all your blunders.
Damn sight better than you, Ben. The heart of a traitor who thinks himself better than his mates.
Aye, and proven true. What have you done since Nassau fell, huh? Nothing but murder and mayhem.
You threw in with the very kind we once hated!
No! These Templars are different. I wish you could see that. But if you continue on your present course, you'll find you're the only one walking it. With the gallows at its end.
In contrast, the Assassins of the West Indies, led by Atabai, stand for freedom and self-determination. They resist both imperial powers and the Templars' dream of surveillance and domination. At first, Edward doesn't care about their cause, but through Mary Read and Adewale, he sees the value of their philosophy, that humanity thrives through choice, not control.
No, sir. Assassins and Templars have been at war for thousands of years. All over the world. The natives of this new world had a philosophy like our creed for as long as they've been here. And when Europeans arrived, our groups sort of matched up. Cultures and religions and languages keep folks divided. But there's something in the Assassin's Creed that crosses all boundaries. The fondness for life and liberty.
Sounds a bit like Nassau, no?
Close, but not quite.
The key to Edward's transformation is Mary Read. She consistently pushes him away from piracy and toward the assassin way of life. She acts as the main guide for the bulk of gameplay tutorials, Eagle Vision, Mayan Keys, Templar hunts, and she points Edward toward the assassins in Tulum. Most importantly, Mary challenges Edward to rethink who he is. She constantly challenges Edward's shallow pursuit of wealth, urging him to consider a life with more purpose.
This is what's left of your experiment in democracy.
Aye. We do as we please here and we take our time doing it.
For Christ's sake, Edward. Don't anything but the stink of riches wrinkle your nose.
What's got into you, man?
Reality, mate. Reality. See that you ain't pulled into the drink by this drowning rat.
Aye. I've lived longer than most men who trod this path.
In the Black Flag novelization, Edward had an older sister who died before he was born. I believe this was only included to create a void of an older sibling in Edward's life. This void would be filled by Mary Read, who would try her best to take Edward under her wing. When Mary dies, it crystallizes the lesson. Living selfishly leads only to loss, while living for a greater cause gives life meaning. After her death, Edward devotes his life to honouring what she taught him, leaving piracy behind to embrace the creed. That's mentorship in its purest form, not just teaching skills, but reshaping his worldview.
Mary. Before she died, she asked me to do good by her, to sort out the mess I made. Can you help me?
Many Assassin's Creed games get stuck with oversimplified labels that people just repeat without thinking. Odyssey is dubbed a great game, but not a great Assassin's Creed game. Revelations gets dismissed as copy-paste of Brotherhood, and Black Flag usually gets reduced to just a pirate game, bro.
Oh, it's just a pirate game. It's just a pirate game. Oh, it's just a pirate game.
Just a pirate game, bro.
Just a pirate game, bro. These takes are surface level and miss the bigger picture, but let's just focus on Black Flag. Black Flag isn't just a pirate game, it's one of the most Assassin's Creed centric entries in the entire series. In fact, it stands alongside the very first game in how deeply it explores the assassin fantasy. Both AC1 and Black Flag dig deep into the ideological conflict between assassins and Templars, but from different perspectives. Altair as an insider already tied to the Brotherhood, and Edward as an outsider stumbling into the conflict, waking up to its significances over the course of the game. Altair questions whether the Brotherhood's methods truly serve peace, while Edward only grasps the full scope of the struggle later in his journey. Yet, in the end, both reject control and side with freedom. Edward has always been anti-authority. He understands the necessity, but not when it's overbearing, like the Templars would be if they had control over the observatory or other Isu artifacts. artifacts. Edward cares about humanity's choice, and the Templar cause would corrupt his existence beyond reason. That's why Black Flag deserves far more credit than the Ezio trilogy, AC3 or Rogue when it comes to exploring the core Assassin-Templar conflict. Too many people get blinded by iconography, hoods, hidden blades, robes, and think that's enough to bring back the Assassin fantasy. But the real heart of the series lies in those ideological debates. Which vision of humanity's future should win? That's what gives Assassin's Creed substance, and it's exactly why Black Flag succeeds where games like Syndicate, Origins, Mirage and Shadows often fall flat. They have the Assassin iconography, but those games are hollow in exploring the ideological conflict.
Find the piece of Eden!
It is time for assassinations.
Justice.
In the box. Where is it?
Not the most important point in this video, but I will vanquish this thought from all minds nonetheless. Some say Edward is just a blonde Ezio because they're both charismatic.
Uh-oh, retard alert! Retard alert, class!
But their motivations couldn't be more different. Ezio's driven by revenge, then by duty to the Brotherhood. Edward is driven by insecurity and the need to prove himself, only later embracing the assassin cause. Their journeys may both end in wisdom, but they start from completely different places. So no, Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag isn't just a pirate game, bro. It's one of the most Assassin's Creed focused entries in the entire series, second only to the original in how deeply it explores the Assassin-Templar conflict. Beneath the ships and sea shanties is what makes this franchise special. But what do you guys think? Is Black Flag just a pirate game, bro? Or does it deserve more credit as a true Assassin's Creed game? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and if you enjoyed this video, like and subscribe for more and to support the channel. With that said, I'll catch you all next time.